Hey there everyone, Shadow here, and welcome back to Surviving Mars. So, last episode, to say the least, I had a little bit of a cold. Kind of knocked that out though, so hopefully I sound a little bit better this video. And today we are going to be trying to get an actual dome up. So, I've already placed the blueprint and everything down here. And to say the least, guys, from what I learned from the Twitch stream to this episode, it's gonna be a while before we can actually get people, because you have to like pre-plan almost everything before you can have a dome and everything else up. Like it's absolutely insane the amount you actually have to pre-plan just before you have people come down here. Like it's insanity. But yeah, we're gonna try and get a dome up. We're gonna try and like start building in the dome, get some like housing set up, get some of the basic facilities up and running, and then hopefully we'll have some more of the tech done by then. Because I also found out you really gotta start pushing these tech trees to get some of the better stuff, especially the upgrades. Like you can upgrade these facilities to where they produce more, and I gotta get the upgrade for the moisture evaporator. You would be surprised how quickly you start to run out of water once you start farming and this and that. So we gotta really push the tech tree today. We gotta really, we gotta get this all built up, and we gotta start getting the essential livings done before we ever get any colonists on this planet. So in between getting the dome up and whatnot, I wanted to actually show you guys this bit here. So I have a sensor up right here, and this thing will actually tell you when natural disasters are happening. And the cool thing with this is, I wanted to showcase these meteors, because the cool thing with the meteors is, as you can see here, this was actually a meteor, but it turned into a metal deposit here. And there's a couple other, like there's this one over here that's another metal deposit. So you can actually get metal deposits out of meteors. Like, it's real random. And then there's also this bit here where like this meteor here can be scanned and you'll get tech points. So yeah, you wanna kind of keep zoomed out on your map every now and then and check, because like, and that right there is all the early warning systems. Like there's some more metal that landed. There's another piece of metal that literally just landed, so you guys got to see that. And yeah, so a lot of the times these things can become like researchable tech. That one just like straight up disappeared. But yeah, the meteors are a great system in themselves, because they give you metal, they give you tech points, they give you all this crazy stuff. Sometimes they're just nothing but a meteor, but at least hey, you'll have almost an infinite source of metal at times raining down from the sky. I mean, heck, there's like a lot of these actually became metal. Hell, this one's a polymer meteorite, which I didn't even know was a thing. So yeah, you pretty much can get resources on top of tech from your meteorite. So just keep an eye out for that. Like I said, I always kind of zoom out on the map and look around, be like, oh, is something there, yada yada. Is there resources anywhere? Is there, tech anywhere? There's my little explorer now. But beyond that, I did get the dome up. I'm sure you guys have noticed that, every time I zoom in and out. So the dome is indeed up. It's just I got to fill it in and whatnot. I'm actually, before I start filling it in, I'm probably going to get a second dome up, and then I'll come back to that and explain, why I have two domes and this and that. But for now, I just wanted to show off the meteorite. So we'll be back in a second with the domes. So guys, I just wanted to do another like little showcasing here of something that happened. So I've been researching stuff, still working on the domes. Don't worry, that is still going on. But I was talking to one of my buddies as I was doing this recording, and to say the least, I got a breakthrough, which was this alien imprints, which it unlocks a new anomalies, and it's alien artifacts, and that's this little symbol here. It's an alien artifact detected. Now, see, the coolest thing that I found about this is when you research this, it will actually decrease the cost, the research cost. So I've already scanned a couple of these, and that's why these are real, or these are lower than what they are. I think yeah, like this is 900. The first tier is all 900. Second tier was you know, a little bit more, and yeah, these tiers are about the same. But it's so cool because it essentially it speeds up how fast. Yeah, see, -5% research cost to all fields. So if we go back, you know, it's not huge. It's not a huge decrease, but I have like multiple ones. I have that one still, that one still, that one still, and that one on top of the scans that I've still been getting. But I've been trying to like grab all those and research them because it's amazing. I think it's so cool that now the breakthroughs I think come from these. I think they come off of those. If not those ones, then definitely these ones. It's kind of it's like a randomly generated possibility when you do your skins. And as you guys can see, we finally got the we finally do have all 3 of our domes up actually, so I guess I can go back to this, but we have a problem with water currently. And also, if you guys didn't know, you could like change the way these things look by clicking the paintbrush. I have a Stellaris skin somewhere. I'm assuming it's this one, because this one is like the only thing that I would think Stellaris is. It doesn't tell you what it is. But yeah, so okay, so we now have the domes up. These need to be hooked up to one another. And right now, how are we doing on water? This is taking up 1 oxygen, 1 water. I'm only making 2. Yeah, 2 and 2. Also, I have a buttload of drones now. Say at least I've been doing fuel, which you do. It just takes water and power, and it'll start making fuel. I also like to put a turn off valve wherever I start my fuel system, because that way you don't have to, like, let's say these need more water for whatever reason, you can turn your fuel production line off, and then they'll start doing them up. Also, as I'm sure you guys can see, I've started a new power system line. These little generators are great. Long as you don't open them, they stay clean. And that was a message off in the background. But they stay clean. They never need maintenance. Now, if I open them, they generate 20. Right now, they only generate 10. But unless you're in a high demand for power for whatever reason, like let's say something breaks, just leave them closed, and you never have to fix them. It's like the best building I've found so far. But I just got this new. I sent the old ship up, called this ship back down, and we got a bunch more resources now. I also brought over some food, essentially, and this is also my central stockpile that I now have going on. A lot of things going on. A lot of different things going on now. Now that I got the domes up and everything else. First things first, I want to get the. I just want to lay out the. I want to lay out my second fuel. Yeah, there we go. I want to lay that out because I want to start mass producing fuel so I can send these rockets to and from a lot faster. But now that we have the domes up, we also have to make sure we have enough water and this and that. Now that I have the tech to actually get rid of these, I'm going to get rid of these and kind of clean up this line because I have these hooked up here now instead of junking up the line. So you have to research this though. Like, you can destroy these buildings. Like, I can do this bit here and this bit here. Like, you can salvage them, but then they'll go on to like this ruin And the only way to get rid of this is you have to have this technology researched. And then you can actually sit there and instead of rebuilding it, you just want to click on that and that. And then I can also possibly get rid of this pipe. Maybe if I hit like delete, I'm like, oh. Alright, so I don't know how you get rid of pipe shit. Maybe that's not a feature yet. I don't know. Or maybe like there's some weird like I'm actually not sure there. Alright, I'm not gonna keep messing with that. I'll figure that out on my own time. But alright, we gotta get some more moisture evaporators down. And that's where this comes in. I'm trying to be real fickle with how I do plumbing here and kind of failing here. Alright, we're just gonna put that one there and then we'll put another pipe from here to there. But alright, let's start filling these domes. Well, let me actually fix this here. Now, see, this is the cool thing with the dome structures, is that you can actually sit here and just plop power cable, and then pipe and pipe, and they'll interlock all the domes into one system. So that's kind of cool because it saves me from having to run a retarded amount of pipes everywhere. Let's see where. I don't know why I have such a hard time remembering where things are. Alright, let's speed this up.
Research complete.
Let me order my drone to keep mine in here. And then we should have everything hooked up. That's cool. You got enough resources. Just let's have him drop everything off here. Alright, so we have all the domes now hooked up to each other. It doesn't seem like power. Well, power is somewhat of a problem. Mainly because it's nighttime. These things do take a lot of power. They take 15 power just to run one. So, I mean, right now I'm making 40. And the total demand is 75. So I'm going to need some more of these generators, which I think I actually did bring a couple more. Yeah, okay, I did bring 2 more. Alright, cool. That's going to just like strictly be my generator line. Like, I'll just keep expanding on that line. Sooner or later, I'm going to get a wind turbine line because they generate power non-stop. Why are you not hooked up? Yeah, see what I mean though? Like, I can connect these 2 buildings without actually, you know, doing a full power line. It's great. It's a great technique. But alright, so we now have 3 domes set up. And what we're going to want to do here is we're going to want to set up each one with its own purpose. Like, this one will probably be the living quarters. This will be like the agricultural one, and this will sooner or later be industrial. You have to get the industrial buildings from the prefabs. Where are we here? I know we're somewhere. Normally under the production tab. There we go. So this the polymer factory goes outside, but these 2 go inside. So for electronics and machine parts, we're gonna have put those inside this dome, and then I'll figure out where the other slots go. Alright, let's get building here. Alright guys, so I got the domes all set up here, but we had a little bit of an incident with some meteors that kind of came down and effed everything up, and now I have all these fractures and everything else in the domes. But luckily I've got a ship that I'm about to call in here with plenty of supplies to fix everything. And then I have this ship here has the first of the passengers that will be arriving. Now I'm going to go over each dome here. So we got more or less our general living area here. So we got living quarters that support up to 14 people. We got 3 of those. So overall you have 50 people, or the dome itself can hold 50 people, but that's because we have a nursery with 8. Then we have, you know, some generic stuff, playground, lake. We have an infirmary in this dome, so people can get health care. We have a grocer here that'll supply with food. We have a fountain, you know, a little garden there. Try to make it look nice. And we also have a school. Now, the school I find really cool because you can teach your children, anybody that's born on the planet, will get these, or have a chance to get these traits, which is Compose, Survivor, and Enthusiast. But you also can change these out for any of these other ones. I just feel that these ones are the best. Each trait you can get Nerd, which every time you research something, they get a temporary morale boost. Composed, all sanity is lost, and losses are halved, which, so that's the one that I have there. Enthusiastic is, you know, increased performance when at high morale. Religious means they'll never kill themselves if their sanity is too low and they have a higher morale. And Survivor is they lose less health without food, water, oxygen, or while living in the unpowered dome. So that's the first habitat that I got set up. The second one is pure food. Like, legit, there's nothing but food in here. And this is actually an unlock. These things are called spires, and they are built right in the middle of your tower. Now, this one is a water reclaiming system, which means all your crops and whatnot consume water while they're being made. So I'm going to try and hopefully, you know, have that set up to where not all the water, you know, it doesn't completely drain me of water. With this many facilities, it's going to happen, though. We're going to have to do something with water. Pretty much this is overkill on food, but we'll probably need it later down the line. And then we have essentially the industrial side of things, but I kind of found out that the machine parts we can make, that just takes metal. Now, the electronics factory, you need these rare resources over here. These rare metals. Now, the only way to get these rare metals is I have to actually put a dome over here and have people living in the dome and then have them work right here. So we're going to have to get another dome up here before we can start doing the rare metals. So that facility for right now is, I'm just going to turn that facility off for right now. And we'll put that back on once we get there. And this is kind of like fancier living over here. We got an apartment, which I really don't know if that could be qualified as fancier living. But we have the space bar, we have a diner, we have a security station because there'll be a lot more people in this one. And there's a lake. Now, I have not tested this theory yet, but I want to more or less see is there's no living quarters in this farming one. So I want to see essentially if people can live here, work here, and, you know, work here. So pretty much, because, like, there's areas, like, you can see around the dome. But I want to see how far, if they can travel in between domes and whatnot. And then I have this. I have a fungal farm, which they actually have to, like, go outside and walk around to use this. But it's more or less we have plenty of food options. Now, while I'm on food, well, first let's call in our rocket here, and we're just gonna use this. Well, we can't use that anymore. All right. Well, we're gonna speed things up here real quick. We're gonna get this rocket out of the way, get it unloaded, call the passenger rocket down where that is. All right, guys. So we got the other rocket out of the way. Say at least I have like a landing zone, more or less. And domes in walkable distance 3. Okay, cool. That's what I want to double check. It'll tell you like if they're not within walkable distance or whatever. Like, don't try and put a ship here with passengers and expect them to walk all the way over here. But we are also like stacked with fuel. Like I said, I had some problems, so it's been a while. It's only been a few seconds for you guys, but it's been a while. Say at least I had to extend power. There's all these little crazy things going on in between here now. I had to put some recharging stations down because my robots kept running out of power, driving around so much. Tanks are all still good. Oxygen is slowly being built again because, like I said, the meteors and whatnot broke the domes, and I didn't have enough polymer and a whole bunch of stuff here.
The first founders have set foot on the Red Planet.
All right, so what's going to happen here is you now have human life here. But Earth wants to make sure your people can survive that long. So that you have to wait 10 space days, or Solus, however you want to put it. But you have to survive for 10 days. And if anyone dies, I don't know what happens if anyone dies, but if anything like major happens within those 10 days, I don't think you can get more people. Like, it's kind of like game over, I think. I'm not too sure. I haven't gotten there. But also you get like the colony, like the first people that come here, they get like kind of like a buff. So yeah, we got all of our little people coming out now. Now, sadly, I didn't record the bit with these people, but you can... Oh, I guess I can just show you guys real quick. Okay, no, I can't. Can't do that, apparently. But, that's because of the lock. Essentially, when you go to, you know, access new people, when you call people in, you can pick and choose what type of colonists you want. What their jobs are, more or less. Like these guys, like some of these guys don't have specialists because that's how I set them up. Because there wasn't a whole lot of like things, but I mainly tried to just get engineers and well, some police officers. I think there might be a medic. Essentially, I tried to get things that I currently needed. Like I didn't get any geologists or scientists because I don't need those right now. But once these guys get settled in, they should start to work. Like, they're already working. Okay, so yeah, they're currently working. They might. I don't know. We're gonna figure this out because maybe they do indeed need. We also have a lot of open jobs, to say the least. There's a lot going on here, and we only got like 12 people on that first shuttle. So, this thing's gonna get refueled. It brought some food, but I need to figure out engineer. Okay, see, so this person here, I want to see if I can set workplace. Moving to a dome. Issues homeless, unemployed. Okay. So, I am actually mistaken then. You can only work with inside your dome, and you cannot go between domes. That is actually fairly interesting. I originally thought that if you could go between domes if they were in a certain range. Now, wait a minute. Okay, so maybe they can. Wait, we're gonna figure this out, guys. All right, he living quarters, and yet he works at the farm. Okay. Now, all right, you're working in the fungal farm, which is good. All right, let me just. Obviously, I want you working here. All right, so this guy's an engineer, and I need people working here. But then set residency here. Okay, so for whatever reason, You can have them live in one dome and work in another. It's just the game, for whatever reason, gets a little bit derpy, and it tries to, like, put them other places. Like, I guess it's because there's no home attached to this thing. Well, there is a home, actually. I don't. There's just the game's still new, to say the least, guys. So there's gonna be those weird little bugs. So more or less, you can tell them what job to do, but then you gotta re-put their house as, like, you gotta re-put them in a house. I don't know why. It's kind of derpy like that. But, all right, that guy works at the farm. This engineer is working at the infirmary, so we're gonna want to change that. We're gonna want him working over here and set him up here at the house so that way it doesn't glitch out. And you want to kind of just keep your people working where you think. And I'll actually set her to live at the apartments because she's going to be a security officer. Unemployed, no. Gotta work there at the security station. Now, I don't know. This security station might not work for the other domes. But would there going to be a lot of people in this one? I have a higher chance, I think, at people being crazy. Alright, so we're just going to sit here. We're just going to double check everybody real quick. And then I'm going to move on from this. Like I said, we just want to make sure that people are indeed doing the jobs that I would like them to be doing. And not doing stupid jobs. Now, sometimes, from what I've seen, you can get, like, a little bit derpy with the, like, your people sometimes will magically change jobs because of the shift change and whatnot. So, you know, there's that bit there, but, alright, so for right now, we're good. Now, I want to get into the actual farm plot, which you have to research this first. Which is, well, in my tech tree it was that, but it's called soil adaptation. And the thing with this is it's like real life. You'll go, like, each one has a soil quality. I normally try to do soybeans and then wheat. I don't know what this is, but this needs to stop. Okay, sorry about that. Running out of time here. Anyhow, so you can go through crops. It will increase your soil quality, which will increase the amount of food you get. And that, like, you want higher soil quality. Now, potatoes, you get a large amount, but it decreases soil quality, so you might have to rotate your crops. These things, they make, like, smaller qualities and batches of food, but they're quicker. They don't take as much water, yada yada. But that's, like, these might get replaced with actual bigger farms once I need them. Right now, like I said, I overplanned. But overplanning in this game is not bad. It's actually a key to survival. You cannot call people in unless you have things set up correctly. But, alright, guys. I'm getting real close to my time here, where I wanted to keep this video, you know, within my 30-minute time frame that I've been setting. So, alright, guys. I hope you've been enjoying this series. I will hopefully try to get another video out here shortly. And from here, it's kind of just filling in the city and trying not to die. So, alright, guys. Have a good one. I'll catch you in the next video.